I have used the HoverAir X1 ProMax, this one for automatic shots, follow shots, travel clips and even an entire YouTube video, not just the flying scenes. But today I want to push it further. Beacon, joysticks, phone as the bigger screen, ND filters, manual camera settings, basically turning this little drone into a proper controller drone to see how cinematic it can look. This video is sponsored by HoverAir, but as always they do not get to change my opinion. Real setup, real footage, real thoughts. All drone footage is from the HoverAir X1 ProMax. Everything else is filmed on the Insta360 Lunar Ultra with the Insta360 Mic Pro here, in iLog with the Leica natural look baked in. And no black mist filter today. Compact drone, compact camera setup. Let's build it and fly. And look at that view, that's awesome, even though it's windy and cloudy. So this is the HoverAir Beacon. Think of it as a small screen and control hub for the X1 ProMax here. You can use it on its own for some flying features or combine it with the joystick here, this one. Put it on the bottom and use it as a motion controller. But I already showed it in an older video right here. But today I want the full controller setup. So I attach the joysticks not on the bottom, also on the top, so on the left and on the right side here. So you will get a classic controller that feels more like a classical drone experience. But for this video I will not only use this combination here, because you can also use this in that way, just use it here and use this tiny screen as your monitor. And yes, the beacons and joystick can control the drone. But for this video, I will attach my mobile phone anyways here, because it gives me a bigger screen, easier framing, launch control and all my camera settings in one place. In the app, I can choose how the drone reacts, cinematic, stable, high speed or custom. For this video, I mainly use cinematic and stable. Cinematic for slow, smooth shots, stable when I want it controlled, but not too slow. High speed is there for faster movements and custom lets you fine-tune everything. The rule is simple, show enough to look smooth, but not so slow that nothing happens. And the higher you fly, the faster you can move, because motion looks slower from far away. But before the flight, I'm adding an original HoverAir ND filter here. The set includes ND 8, 16, 32 and 64. So I can reduce the light and keep my shutter speed lower. Super simple. Slide off the normal cover here, slide on the ND filter and it locks into place. I liked it because magnetic filters are fast, but they can fall off if something hits them. This one is fixed, so I trust it more on a small drone like this. The app can also recognize the ND filter, which means it's not just decoration. I can actually use it with my camera settings for smoother, more natural shots. And later I will also test it if it works with the intelligent flight mode. So the controls are simple. Left stick for attitude and rotation, right stick for movement, and that is the stick I use for most cinematic shots. There is also a small wheel to control the camera tilt, plus a shortcut button for taking photos, which is nice if you do not want to touch the screen all the time. And one more thing, do less small movements one direction at a time, no nervous corrections. Do not fly like you are playing a video game. Pick one clean move and let the shot breathe. Let's get the drone now up in the air. Okay, and because the wind is really strong, today I will try out the drone in a auto intelligence mode using the orbit mode, 10 meters distance. Let's see if this drone can handle it. And for sure high. Okay, it looks like the drone can handle it properly. That's good. It's struggling a bit, but I think it does a great job, even in those windy conditions. Awesome. Great job, little buddy. All right, let's do the setup. Alright, quick settings check. 30 frames per second because that matches my other cameras. Same frame rate, easier edit, fewer motion issues. Shutter close to 1/50 for more natural motion blur. ISO is on auto because the light can change. White balance locked when the light is stable. Flexible when it keeps changing. Color profile normal. Yes, H-lock gives you more room for grading, but normal is faster, cleaner and already looks good straight out of the drone. Less grading, faster edit, still a clean image. ND filter is on, controller connected. On the screen I see the live view, battery connections, attitude, distance, recording and camera settings. Automatic modes are fast, but with the controller I can choose the framing speed and timing myself. Alright, that went well, but before the final verdict I also want to test quick shots with the ND filter still attached and see if the smoother motion and cinematic look carry over. Because on some small follow me drones ND filters do not always help much if you cannot really control the camera. But here you can tell the app which ND filter is currently attached. Alright, so my conclusion here. Auto shots when I want speed, controller when I want precision, and ND filters when I want smoother motion. And that is basically the setup that unlocks the more cinematic side of the X1 Pro Max for me. The automatic modes make it easy, the controller makes it precise, the ND filter makes the motion look better, and the size makes it easy to actually take it with you. That is why I will bring it on vacation. If I can get footage like this from something this small without carrying a bigger drone everywhere, that is exactly the kind of gear I want. Again, thanks to HoverAir for supporting the channel by sponsoring this video. But you saw the real setup, real footage and my real workflow, including those windy conditions. So if you do not want to miss the next real world test, consider subscribing down here, and a like would be great. Stay healthy, take care, and I will see you in the next one.